tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads from over 200 countries and your number one source in after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
You ready?
No.
We got it.
Oh. I don't want it to end.
Last time we're going to be shaking shoulders for a little bit.
Winter. Whatever winter means.
I know, right? They just say winter. Oh my God.
This winter, which I live in Southern California. I live in Southern California.
So really, that could be January, April, May. We don't know.
November. It gets kind of cold in November.
Not really. You know. I have pulled out a scarf once or twice. I'm still shouldering. Let me stop. Okay. Hey everyone. I really was, gosh. Hey, you guys doing? We are here for the season finale, the summer season finale for Suits. Don't cry, Lauren. It's going to be okay. I'm your host, Stacy Ike. Let me introduce my lovely co-host. How you guys doing?
Good. Hey guys, I'm Lauren Ebersol, and I'm sad that it's over.
I'm Steve Kauffmann. I'm also very sad it's over.
Let's all take that deep breath, that moment of silence, and let's get into it. Okay. So this episode was amazing. A great way to end. Calm me down, relax me. Lauren definitely tweeted out that I'd be stressed.
Okay. I figured I was gonna walk in today.
No. I thought I was gonna be stressed, but I think.
Twitching.
I totally understand, but I think the things that stressed me out the most weren't, it's usually Mike and Rachel that take me over.
There was no Rachel,
and it had nothing to do with them, so I was good.
They were all happy.
Yes, I was cool with that. Okay. So I just loved focusing on Lewis this episode. I feel like he deserved a full episode for this week, and it was amazing.
He brought it.
I don't know, like I said, what acting class he took, what coach he had.
But any actor needs to sign up for it. That was
brought the game. I mean, I was shaking.
Yeah, speechless.
I don't want to jump too far ahead, but so we can just start at the beginning. We see Rachel and Mike packing up his office, which to me was sentimental.
Wait, hold on, because we open up in the boxing ring.
True, yes.
Just because I was live tweeting yesterday, and people were freaking out about Harvey and his shirt, and their just muscles.
And his perfect sweat pattern.
Ridiculous V he had going on.
The sweat patterns were too perfect. I'm like, where did they put the oil patches, man? Because what the heck?
Spritz. But anyway,
I love that they started off there. You're right, actually, because we know that the boxing ring is one of Harvey's safe havens, and he releases a lot of steam, and for him to have that much steam after last episode and have that much feeling and passion towards everything. I mean, so much has happened this season, so he just really needed to let it out. We haven't seen him there all season.
No.
So I thought that was a really cool way to just, hey, this is where Harvey feels right now.
And then Lewis walks in, sees him in the ring, and asks for a favor.
Yep. Which is fine.
I thought they were just going to fight. I thought it was going to be completely different.
Did you?
No, I didn't.
That's funny. Right.
Who would win in a
Come
Harvey Lewis fight?
Come on.
But I know who I think would win. I want to know who he thinks is going to win.
I think it would be surprisingly even, but still Harvey. I think similar to later in this episode.
Dreams for Lewis.
Lewis is kind of nutty though. We never, he has.
We just saw Lewis shooting a gun this episode. That it's like I think Lewis has a lot of varied hobbies that I wouldn't be surprised if he could actually throw.
Hidden talents.
He's a bit more manly than we give him credit for.
Oh yeah. I mean, just because the cat incident does not mean we can put it past him that he could throw a punch. So. But with that said, I didn't have a problem with the favor at all. What did you guys think?
I didn't. I found it. The beginning of this episode sort of frustrated me because I thought it was a bit lackluster, and the fact that he comes in, he's like, it's hell out there, it's horrible, no one can get a job. I'm like, but really, because you're at the biggest law firm, I don't know. But he asks for the 3 clients so he can take with him, so he can look shiny and new and presentable to other employers, and I thought it was a fair ask to Harvey, but his response was a bit much.
In terms of after
when Harvey said that, no, it's not going to really happen. He kind of was like a kid, like, I don't ask you for anything.
Right,
like, well, you ask for a lot.
You definitely have asked me to pull you out of favors before. Well, I don't think when he meant by that, there's a lot of times Lewis has asked for things that yes, he's asking, but it's always for the good of the firm. I don't think he's ever asked for something that's just personally for him. I mean, maybe once or twice, but not like that. So I wasn't mad about the favor, and I really wasn't even mad about the response. I think it was kind of later on, you know, when it got to Katrina or little things like that, that I was like, ooh, okay, this is getting intense. So I think that part was okay, but I actually didn't like the scene where Mike and Rachel were packing up his office. I think it was cool, but their dialogue between it was like, if we don't do it, who else is going to do it? I'm like, other people. Like, first of all, the two of you aren't the closest people to him. Like,
can we talk
relax.
about those? So as that was going on, the shot opens and there's the old lady taking his name off the door.
Oh, yeah.
Do we think that
Norma?
was
First thing I thought. First thing I thought.
That is the contractor that scrapes the things off the door and then puts new names on the door.
But I don't think
it was a
the
little
internet.
lady.
The internet will tell us.
That's true. You guys definitely tweet us.
Do you guys think it was Norma? Because Stacy and I say Norma.
I don't think we're ever going to see Norma.
I think it would be funny if it was Norma because she apparently is his assistant. Yet we've never seen her until the end. And I mean, I would lie and say the beginning, but I don't think I've ever seen her. So it would be very funny and perfect timing if they just threw Norma in there and then threw only for us to discover it. You know what I mean? I don't feel like people saw that. So hope you guys tweet us about that one. But
please.
Yeah. So I just think their dialogue was a little. It was just okay. You know, he was like, let's get this over with. It's really sad. It is really sad. But Katrina and Donna being in there would have meant more to me, you know what I mean, than those two. They're great. Obviously, they have good relationships with Lewis, but Katrina and Donna would have been a great moment for those two, and just to wrap that part of it up. But you know, that was just me.
Although, speaking as a college RA, nothing was more Christmas to me than when somebody would move out. Because I would be the one who has to inspect the apartment.
God,
it was like I would have so many cool things. Like you'd be surprised what people would leave at their dorm just because they couldn't carry it. Like a refrigerator. I had 6 mini fridges. By the end of
what college did you go to?
People would buy a mini fridge from Costco and then just leave it in their apartment. And then when it came time to leave, they just didn't have the way to
collected them.
That's funny.
What else was I gonna do?
I was a college RA for 4 years. I definitely bought my own mini fridge, so I don't know how that happened to you, but
I would sell them to other people as they came back in.
That's smart. That's
look at you having a little business on the side. Yeah. But anyway, did you guys see how Donna came in and brought the picture that he left, which was really, that part made me sad because I was like, that picture was really important to at least to him that I thought. So, you know, when she said he left in such a hurry that he was ashamed, I really started remembering, okay, how did I feel at the end of last season? How, you know, first of all, I'm so glad he resigned instead of waited to get fired. I realized that this episode, because last episode I was kind of like, he punked out, he left, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, no.
But I was so happy he resigned because now he could really be honest about that instead of, because when he said, Jessica, I don't need your BS recommendation, he could really say that. Yes, he needed it in some cases, but he wasn't fired by her officially. So that made me really happy.
Yeah. Well, so he asks Harvey about these recommendations, and Harvey brings it up to Jessica, asking like, hey, he says, okay, listen, I'll talk to her. And she just shoots it down. But she says, listen, I'm giving him a glowing recommendation.
But Jessica's full of crap. Yeah, but come on. No, I'm not saying...
She knows he can't go anywhere without clients. She just doesn't care.
She doesn't care. And I don't like... I understood Jessica's proposition throughout the whole episode. I really did. I tried to see eye to eye with her. But there were definitely parts, even by the end, which I don't want to jump too far, but... she just did not change her heart for him at all. There was no shred of compassion.
Well, at her core, for him versus Mike or Harvey, she just doesn't care for him at all.
As if he's never done anything for the firm? I mean, that can't be true.
I think when it comes to Mike and Harvey and other people at that firm, there's a personal level. Like, even a little bit with someone like Jessica, whereas for Lewis, she just doesn't have it.
She, this season especially, I felt like just kind of sat there on her perch and...
judge and criticize.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And she did plenty wrong herself.
Absolutely.
She screwed up a few deals. She's dating a guy who works in in the office.
I didn't see him this week.
I know. There's too much going on to even bring
Jeff was like, I'm off today. I'm not even coming in. Yeah, I'm not even coming in.
He was at the water cooler. The suit's water cooler.
He was with Norma.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so there was a lot of Twitter hate on Jessica too yesterday.
I mean, I was reading some of that and I didn't want to like fully agree because Jessica's always been a favorite of mine. I understand her strong, appeal, and I understand why she does what she does. She is running that place and she needs that. But I think when it came to Lewis, somebody that you've gone through so much with, I mean, we've gone through so much with. So how can you not have any type of compassion? And those clients weren't going to break them. And she just was... I'm like, it's not about money for her. So why couldn't she?
She just wanted to win. It was more of a.
I think there's an argument to be made about the precedent that if you let Lewis have 3 clients, you set a legal precedent.
Yeah,
I was
lawyers. The floodgate.
That was really interesting.
Like that's an actual point.
That was
that you can't expect lawyers that were good enough to be senior partners at your firm. You can't expect them to not be good enough to realize, wait, a senior partner just got clients?
That can't
be it.
That is so true.
Her hands were tied there. That said, she could have, like, if she cared for him, and we'll kind of get into the client that was gonna get dropped, she could have just dropped it and then let Lewis
have it, right? Yeah.
Which almost happened anyway, but I don't want to get too far ahead.
Well, that's the thing. When Harvey said he's not just any other partner, that was another point. That to me, it didn't combat it completely, but it was very true. Yeah. I mean, he's not on the same level. We've never even met the other. We don't care about them. Yes, it would open floodgates. Yes, it would, strike some kind of view on Jessica's, maybe, how do you say, favoritism in a sense. But I feel like one client wouldn't have killed him, and I didn't have a huge problem with that. So,
well, Harvey really went to bat for Lewis this episode.
Which, he's my star.
Yep, he tried to get him several jobs
in Siberia, though.
No, but Lewis did Siberia. But at the same time, Harvey presents him. He says, "I got you a job as a general counselor for Procter and Gamble."
Yep,
that's huge. Yep. And sure, he had to go somewhere else. I love. He goes, "This is Rome. You're a gladiator, and so am I."
Yes.
And he goes, "I'm gonna fight Jessica."
Yeah, I love how he said that. Jessica. He was like, "You don't tell her. You don't give it to me. I'm coming for him. I'm taking them." And when that scene hit, the rest of the episode, I was glued to what the guy in the suit was going to do, and I was not worried about anybody else but Lewis.
So here's the thing. Did you think that it was too much of night and day? Because, so he leaves the episode before this, obviously, he resigns, and he says, "These are my family, these are my people,"
right.
And there was still that emotional connection, and then he was just really cold.
He was. I didn't know because it got to the point he got home, he had his box of stuff, not even all his stuff, and he realized that it was over unless he decided. Because the thing is, I was really hoping, I didn't expect to see Lewis until maybe 30 minutes into the show, maybe 20 minutes. I thought we were going to see him soaking in his underwear like we always do. But this was the Lewis I wanted to see, the one that stood up for himself. We've been asking for him for a long time, and he came, and he stayed in the suit. That's what I loved. He was just like, I don't care if I don't have a job today, I'm getting one tomorrow. That was cool.
Presentable.
Not to mention what we've learned. He doesn't know how to do that without being a complete a-hole.
True.
Like,
so true.
That's the line a lot of us have to learn to walk. That, like, he doesn't know how to stand up for himself without being like, God, I don't like that guy.
Which is, he's messed himself up with that so many times.
That he doesn't know how to walk that line. What I noticed this last scene of the teaser would be when he got offered that job in Cincinnati, he turned to Harvey and he was like, would you take that job? Which is still really telling of who Lewis is, that he ultimately just wants to be Harvey.
That is so true.
That it's just like, would you take... Because New York is Rome because you're here.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I wouldn't have looked at that scene and said, oh, he's asking because he wants to know if he would actually do it. I thought he was just trying to show him the difference between where we work now and where I can work versus where you're trying to boot
but
me.
There's a part of it that's always what he's wanted to be.
That's definitely a great point. Wow, definitely a great point. I thought it was interesting. Okay, so after, the Cincinnati job, I thought, okay, Harvey, I do appreciate your vision, but I wouldn't take it if I was Lewis either. Would you guys have taken it?
Well,
in this world where he's tried to interview at other jobs and just couldn't. Yeah. If that's the best job he can get, but
it's also a great job.
It is, but he doesn't think it's a
job.
I know, but I think we're talking. Okay, let's not even say we're talking about Lewis. Just in general. I wouldn't think that's the best job I could get if I knew who I was, if I knew I was better. I mean, yes, Lewis has gone through a lot. He has his ups and downs, whatever, but he's good at his job. And I feel like he thought he could fight more, and he deserved to fight Jessica, so he was thinking, okay, if I go to Cincinnati, I've officially punked out. And I thought that was his overall reasoning, and I was kind of it was the Boston thing that killed me a little bit.
Well,
can we get there?
Well, totally smart on Donna's
get there?
part. Where can we get there?
Yeah, we can get there. Let's go.
So
we're on Act 1.
Donna comes into Harvey's office, and of course Harvey's like, now what?
I know.
Stop trying to soften me up to Lewis.
Gosh.
Because every time she goes in there, it's like a little mini Donna guilt trip.
That was perfect.
But she says he might not have taken that job, but what about Boston? Sheila. Sheila.
Yep. And then we see Sheila again in her gorgeous outfit. I was
But before
feeling
that,
it.
we see Lewis at a firing range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we see Donna also at a firing range.
Oh, God, I love it.
So no bathroom scene, but the firing range definitely did it for me.
Yeah.
We get more firing range, less bathroom.
I'm loving it.
Unless you know how to shoot a gun, get out. And she just goes, picks up a gun, and totally bullseyes it.
I'm like, Donna, is there anything you, and he said it, is there anything you cannot do?
And she said no.
Probably not.
No.
Let's move on.
Donna.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of, can we just brag for a minute that our very own Stacy Ike, if you check out her Instagram at One Take Stace, she's got photos with Sarah Rafferty on it. It's pretty
She
awesome.
is amazing. Marissa, do you mind showing the picture right now? I met her at the Creative Arts Emmys. No problem. I met her at the Creative Arts Emmys on Saturday. The most amazing moment, along with Trojan. Is it
Patrick
J. Adams' fiance from Pretty Little Liars. She's incredible as well. They were both gorgeous. And I made a joke. So I meet her and I'm telling her about AfterBuzz and about our fans and about you guys and just how great, how much we love the show. And she's laughing and loving it. And I'm like, hey, do you mind if we take a picture in the bathroom? And she's like, we can just take one out here. And I was dead serious. I'm like, let me tell you why. And so I tell her, I'm like, look, girl, so if you watch AfterBuzz, just blink on it. You will see every episode we have at least mentioned one bathroom scene that you guys have done, intrigued us, made us laugh. I mean, they're amazing. So she's busting out laughing at this point.
We debated if the bathrooms were co-ed.
Yes, we're not even sure if you guys have a real one. There's the picture.
Look at that fierce
So we go, look at the fierce picture. She is so funny. We literally walk in the bathroom and I'm like, okay, let's get in the mirror. Like we're positioning, and she's like, girl, okay, how should I look? I'm like, no, I need you to look like Donna. And she's like, oh, girl, I got you. And it just turns out like that. And she's incredible. So I had it was such a pleasure meeting you. And Sarah, we would love to get you on the show as soon as you can. So whenever that happens, we will let you guys know out there. So that was awesome. Thanks for the plug, girl. But anyway, so now we have Lewis take that flight to Boston. I'm gonna let you guys tell me what you guys thought first. What did you think about Sheila's initial reaction when she saw him? What did you think about that?
I thought that there was going to be a thing that she had moved on.
Yeah, me too.
That was my thought, because it was kind of blank. It was kind of like, oh God, now?
Yeah.
Why now? Did? And then, what did you think?
About the same.
Yeah.
Whereas, I don't know, but she struck me as someone that was that busy that she probably, everything was probably tabled exactly where it was, and she just went back into her job that's probably 80 hours a week.
Which would suck, because I thought they had a better relationship than that.
Well, no, they do. That she just didn't move. That if it wasn't Lewis, I'm not even gonna look for dudes. I'm just gonna keep doing my work.
My initial reaction was just, I guess, the way she was seated and the way he came in. I thought, okay, this looks like he's walking into heartbreak. I just wasn't sure what kind. I thought it was, like you said, I thought it was definitely, I've moved on, I'm so sorry you didn't call, blah, blah. But then it just took a left turn, and I was really, left is this way, right? Okay, then.
It bothered me.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with Sheila's reaction.
The fact that he said I was about to change my whole schedule for you, and she's like, but you didn't.
But then I quit and moved. So I thought that was just as good.
I feel like that's enough. I feel like she was asking far too much of him because she didn't quit her job.
She never even compromised.
Granted, there was a whole children thing, but that's what she cites it for. She says, listen, because you didn't do this, I still believe that you're not okay with not having kids.
Okay, but I am literally dying inside. You're the only thing that's keeping me going. And even though that was too much for him to express at that time, I thought it was so honorable for him to say, okay, I'm going to let down. I mean, he gave up New York. Not that New York kind of gave up on him, but whatever.
But still, he still had a choice.
Yes, he still had a choice. He gave up New York. To me, he gave up kids. Making that move. He knew what he was doing.
Yes.
And she just did not. No. I was Sheila, and especially because she was available and still in love with him and missed him. I was thinking
it was too much. I didn't buy it. I thought it was a bit more of a way to move
kind of a cop out. Yeah.
New York.
Right. I would have appreciated if she would have said, "I'll come back with you," or "Let's make it work," or something. Maybe something to make him fight more, so that the end would be even crazier. But at the end of the day, knowing that the Sheila thing is officially over, that was kind of hard for me because we reference it every episode.
I wonder if it's officially over, though.
I think he's still in love with her.
I think
if she comes back now, she's crazy because she's let him on too much heartbreak.
Given the way we ended, I don't think we're going to get back to the Sheila of it all for a very long time.
No,
I think there's going to be a war within this firm, but we'll get there.
I mean, we will, but I think. If we do see Sheila again, maybe season 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, who never knows? We never know. if we do get to see her again, I would like to see her available and more giving, because I think that's my biggest thing with her.
Love for Lewis.
Yeah, I mean, that was it, and she shut it down.
Get lit up in love.
I was actually scared actually scared Katrina was trying to light him up a little bit. Did y'all see that scene at the
dinner?
Katrina?
Yes.
She specifically said dinner.
Wait, let me write. So we talked about Sheila. Let's definitely go into Katrina. Yes. Her loyalty.
Woo. Well,
is
first
real.
of all, so Jessica comes into the room. She thinks she's getting fired, and she says, "Listen, I'm here to give you a second chance." And that second chance is, hey, go to all these clients that Lewis wants to take, go in person and tell them what's going on. They're not going anywhere. And then she tells Lewis.
Yep.
Loyalty, but a little crazy girl.
I didn't think it was crazy because
it was fierce loyalty.
It was some real, and I her line when she said, "When I came here, I said that I'd be loyalty, and if I'm not to you now, then I wasn't then." And I thought that was so. That was putting everything on the table. To me, I'm like, you've been loyal, girl. It's okay. You don't have to prove it anymore. Even he knows. I mean, he definitely didn't ask you to do anything.
This is your career. You have to do what you have to do.
It's not necessary.
Which I thought was really great of Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's to be expected that that's what he should say, but at the same time, he could go either way.
At this point,
that made me very happy.
Yes, I agree. And I definitely saw it in his eyes that he cared for her, but he didn't have time to how to express it because he was too busy being a cold shoulder, you know what I mean? And he just thought that was the better way to go so that she didn't have to compromise herself again. And she still did. Which is why I was thinking, girl, you trying to get lit up. Yeah. You trying to get lit up.
She says to him because we'll go into what Lewis's job offer is potentially. But she says, well, here, I'll give you VersaLife, which is this company that Pearson Specter has to drop. And because you'll take me with you. And she thinks it's in the bag.
And she really, and the thing is, if the ending would have went the way we thought it would have gone, which that language didn't make any sense, but y'all know what I mean, it would have been the bag. I think so. I think the way Lewis lit up when he said, give me the damn files, he was thinking, okay, you smart, I'm smart, let's make this happen.
She didn't overestimate Lewis, she underestimated Harvey. Because that's Harvey's client. Does she think Harvey wouldn't
try?
Just because Harvey's been a little soft on this whole issue, it's like, no, you don't go after Harvey's clients.
Exactly.
There should be other partners at that firm.
And anything Harvey's involved in, Jessica's involved in, so she really underestimated the both of them.
Oh, yeah.
If Jeff Malone has clients, you should take them.
Fair game.
Honestly, the associates are all in this. It's all good. All of you are really for fair game. That's hilarious. That's so funny. Yeah, I think that part was just interesting to see how far Katrina. I did not know she had it in her. From the first Katrina of season 2, I did not like her, but I grew to love her by this time. Yes, I grew to love her.
She was just a bit of a bull straight out of college that needed to get molded into. That if she became Harvey's associate, she'd become more like Harvey. She became Lewis's associate.
And I think she became fierce. I mean, in some cases, at the end, we saw a little bit of tears or whatever. We'll get there when we do. But overall, I was so impressed with how diligent she was with sticking with one person. Because she didn't wait, a lot of them have had the chance to be a little wishy-washy. I mean, not that Rachel's really had too much of a chance, but, Mike, sometimes he's had to work with Lewis and whatever, but Katrina was on one boat and one boat only. And I thought that was really cool.
Well, Mike really tried to make an effort with Lewis this episode because he said, listen, this guy, owe my career to this guy. He brought me back to this firm. I want to help him in any way possible.
What did you guys think about, okay, so we know the last time Mike went to Rachel Zane's father for a favor. Now we're back there again, and this time I wasn't even sure what was going to come out of his mouth. But then when it was about Lewis, I was thinking, okay, we're safe. But on anything else, I would have.
I love it. He goes, if you're here to ask me for my daughter's hand in marriage, this isn't the best way. And I was like, oh, please, sir, if I were doing that, I would
definitely call your wife. Exactly.
Approach, and he's like, it's smart.
Right. Yeah. He was like, okay, you're definitely still in the running. So and even I was actually thinking that that Mike was going to say something else because he said marriage, and I was like, they're not really doing so well. Don't bring up marriage right now. That was kind of my original. I thought he was going to be like, actually, we're nowhere close, but thank God he didn't say that because that would have been stupid.
Actually, we were like kind of not together.
Just not together.
Actually,
for like 2-3 weeks.
Cheated on me.
He actually probably would have said high five, because he's waiting for her to do something crazy. Who knows?
Yeah. So he asks him to give Lewis a job, but says, hey, he doesn't have any clients. he says, well, he needs to have clients, and says, well, still, like, please, will you just meet with him? Look at all of his numbers.
Oh,
These are his billables, which is really what you would sell on Lewis. And the fact that Lewis will get you clients, it's just he must be in a job market that nobody will take him.
Yep.
That everybody at his level needs to bring clients with them.
Right.
And he's willing to meet with him, and Mike comes home to Rachel, and he's so proud of himself, which I was like, really? Because she has such a tricky relationship with her father. I felt like maybe he should have asked her first.
I actually completely agree. Yeah, I did, because when he came home and her facial expression changed, I was nervous. I thought it was going to go a lot worse. I'm glad it didn't. Yeah, I was thinking, oh my gosh, they better not fight over this, because it's about Lewis. And I love that at the end of it, she said, look, I'm proud of you. I'm glad what you did, but I'm letting you know there is going to be a price to pay. And he said, if it gets Lewis a fresh start, then I don't care. And that was really bold on both levels. I think they both, Lewis and Mike have also come such a long way to me, because the beginning, I mean, till the end. Well, but it's all relative.
The moment we're talking about,
where it all goes crap. Yes. But the point is, we know the old Mike and Lewis, and there was barely a relationship. And the fact that they both felt like in this season they had to help each other out and basically get each other jobs, that was pretty awesome to me. So I don't know. I hope you guys think that. I don't know what you guys think.
It was nice to see, because Lewis always kind of had it out for Mike, so it was nice to see that relationship really grow and respect cultivate between the two of them.
Which will crumble by next season, but whatever.
Will
literally be lit on fire.
It's like the very bottom of the bag of the delicious cookies.
Oh, it's about, man, it's all the way in the trash at this point. But,
they already threw it out.
It's like...
But so Mike goes to Lewis's apartment, which I think is the first time we've seen Lewis's apartment.
Yeah, really nice.
It was
really nice. It was very senior partner-esque. Yes. Yeah, I was feeling it.
And brings him all of his stuff and is asking him about, what's
the
this
stupid key
about? What's
Mike
this thing?
Pissed me off because he was so. Remember, I tweeted. Oh, did I tweet that at somebody? I don't know. Somebody tweeted me and asked me what I thought, and Mike was just. Oh, okay. It was a friend that I was texting, because we text about this all the time. Shout out to Zahn. Anyway, so we just were texting about it because there was no reason that Mike needed to be so available, if that makes sense. He was just so open and annoying to me. He was so childish in that moment.
I think he felt guilty because he was back at the firm because of Lewis, and now Lewis was gone. So it felt almost uneven.
And he has to walk around with the guilt of how he's a lawyer to begin with.
I understand that, but he didn't fire Lewis. He had nothing to do with what Lewis did. So I didn't, and the thing is, like, at the end of the day, if Mike didn't have his secret, him asking about the key wouldn't be that big of a deal. It'd be a cute thing, a nice thing, a persistent thing. But I wish he would have gotten the note, because I almost got the note. There was no reason they referenced that key twice for no reason. I just didn't know what it was. I just knew, oh my God, something is going on. Stop talking. Because the first time was cute and fun, and Lewis was distracted enough, so it was fine. But the second time, I saw it on Lewis's face, and I heard it in Michael's tone. Yeah, he was thinking, okay, why are you so available about this?
Here's a question, and this just came to mind, and I didn't even think of it during the show. Mike, if you're supposed to be a Harvard graduate, research every goddamn thing you can about Harvard.
But I mean,
I would at least...
Magna cum laude, that's what he was supposed to have been, and
what comes with that? What did I graduate in?
But Lewis explains it pretty well, that you get a key. You just get a key. The key doesn't have anything written on it. It's just a key. It's a symbol. So that might be a difficult thing to know that you get.
That's true, but when Lewis exposed him and talked about the little details about his rent, where he was living, then I was thinking, okay, wait. So in season 2, y'all didn't wrap this tight? I didn't think that was even a thing, but wow, when he brought it up, I'm thinking, duh, his address, that would be... Yes. When he said he paid in person...
Those are hard to change, though.
Well, we're here already, so let's just fast forward and go into it.
Well, hold on, let's make sure... I want to, before we get there, I want to just chat about how Jessica thought that Mike sold
with
them out.
Life.
I thought that was really an interesting point, because it really showed how it just like alluded to the end, because Jessica just said, every time I think something's bad about having you around, You prove to me it's all good.
Yeah.
And then this happens, you know, and she just, and then a bad thing happens and she thinks, okay, it's definitely Mike. Great, I have a good reason to get rid of him.
How about, though, when they get VersaLife back and they're in the room with Walter Gillis, and he, of course, is rightfully upset that Mike lost him all this stuff.
Right.
And Harvey says,
a ton of great things.
Yeah.
I'm the guy who screwed this all up for you.
Yeah.
Mike has only cared about you and everyone. He's the good guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was just, it warmed my heart.
It was to me the most left I've ever seen Harvey. Yeah, we've seen him slowly get the nicest, but that was really I wouldn't say emotional because the way he did it was, I don't want to say fierce. What do guys like? Strong? I don't know. What do y'all like? He was strong in his opinion.
Strong works.
Strong.
Yeah, he was strong. I mean,
guys don't have nearly as many words.
Right. Fierce, fabulous, love, gorge. Yeah, we do the most.
Strong. That's all strong.
There's
so many words. Goodness.
You just said strong like 8 times.
I know, exactly.
Strong.
That's funny. Oh my gosh. So yeah, he was very strong. / and it was cool to see him be that honest about his feelings towards Mike. I thought that was to me the most, because the other scene was Rachel, when he came to Rachel's hospital bed. That was pretty amazing too, but this is the only other time I've seen him
We've seen a
fight
lot
his battles.
of Harvey compassion this season, but in particular this episode.
Yeah, especially toward Mike. I don't know what it is about him, because everyone kills themselves for Mike. Everyone. And I don't know how it's gonna what's gonna happen season 5. I really don't.
I'll save it, but he's
Save it, 'cause I cannot
to answer
wait.
your initial question, I think he's just that likable guy.
Yeah, he is.
Like
I mean, I'm in love with him.
But he's got
Anyway.
when you're talking about morality, his morality is that very true north that it's not like, even when he gets into a position where it's like, I'm a lawyer and I never went to law school, I'm still going to try to do better for people.
Yep.
He was raised by his grandma.
I know.
He's a good boy.
Gosh, so cute.
Just makes him lovable.
Yeah, so I mean, we get to that point, and I just thought it was interesting when Jessica thought that it was. I mean, what did you guys think about that moment? Because I was disappointed in her a little bit.
I know, I was too. I was like, come on, really?
Why would
because
it be?
I also thought it seemed pretty clear.
Obvious. Yeah, exactly. I like that she put it on him for the sake of the show.
Yes.
But overall, I was kind of thinking, okay, even though we think it's obvious, and I'm sure they think it's obvious, they just wanted to kind of twist us a little bit. I was just mad that it always goes back to Mike.
And she wants him out of there.
Yeah,
she wants a reason to get him out of there.
Her reasonings, her motives, they did make a story, a streamlined story, but at the end of the day, come on, you know. And I'm glad that Harvey stuck up for him like usual. So you know,
Yes.
But okay, so she fires Katrina. It's over for her.
Oh my gosh.
And
the
Katrina's
look
done.
on her face.
Yep.
Because, oh my
Yep.
goodness. When she says, I'll give you the choice and you can either get fired or you can resign. And she's like, oh, you're giving me the choice because you don't want it to look bad when I leave with Lewis. Oh, haven't you heard?
You're screwed.
VersaLife is ours again.
Girl.
And the look on her face
The
where she
tears.
realized that she just lost everything.
Everything.
Way to go, Amanda Shull.
Girl, them acting
Bravo.
skills. Yeah, that's claps on deck.
Yes.
Those acting skills were everything. They really were.
No, she
oh
was
my gosh,
great.
she had the
I
perfect
was
tear
impressed.
on her face, and everything was just.
You saw her world crashing down.
Yeah, it was really sad. I mean, I want to. I'm going to save for the predictions about that. But okay, so we fast forward to the ending. I mean, the part that we're all been waiting for.
Oh, well,
before that, we get that scene with a lot of nice banter.
Oh my gosh,
Harvey and
so
Mike in the
funny.
restaurant.
So
Just-
who writes I mean,
Just
we know
such
who
a
writes it,
pure
but
bantery. Like everything we
Relationship.
love about everything
it was so it had
The
no
bathroom,
point to
no
anything,
point.
but the fact that you're watching them be so lovable together, and
he
we
was like,
all
if it
just
takes a
love
long time,
seeing
call
that
someone.
relationship.
That was my favorite part.
Yeah.
I'm thinking these people are crazy. Their relationship is nuts. I love them, and you know, and I wish that relationship. I wish Lewis could be involved in that, but it
Yeah.
only makes sense for those two.
Oh,
but,
one other thing, Harvey goes to Zane.
yeah.
Asking him to take
The favor.
and says, "Yeah, hey, I'm gonna owe you
If
a
you're
favor,
smart.
and that's why you should do it." So that's gonna come
that's
back up.
totally
when
coming
we,
back.
That said, that's
So
where
much
I
better.
felt we were ending. Like everything felt
Right.
they're having just a nice bantery discussion.
Yeah.
Right.
This could have just as easily ended with Zane giving Lewis a job and then Lewis going, "Oh no, I found a way to lock up VersaLife."
Yeah.
Like I brought Gillis on board. Like that could have just as
Yeah.
easily been the ending.
Ooh, true. I
Like-
didn't even think about that.
But wouldn't have been nearly as satisfying.
God,
And this
no.
crazy ending that
As
we did
what we
have.
got.
All right, Twitter, blow up as we speak because we're about to go in. Okay, so we see Lewis march into the office and approach Donna in a way that I've never seen him talk to her.
Sitting in Harvey's office.
Oh yes, I'm sorry.
He's
yes,
just sitting there waiting.
Well, Donna, the way she came in. Yeah. So the way he looks at her, I'd never seen his eyes light up like that, and she was about to get lit up, which I was not prepared for at all. But the way she's okay. So Louis spills the beans. He explains exactly how he figured it out. And then he goes to something that happened last year when he was a little bit on the fence and Donna shut down his feelings, acting like he cared. What did you guys, that was my part that I got a little.
Well, first of all, oh my God, I just got chills because the way he was yelling at Donna.
Eyes, face, everything.
I almost started crying.
The me that made a prediction boldly.
Yes.
Went, oh no, this might never happen.
Sit down.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Oh my goodness.
Intense, yes.
But he says to her, I thought you were my friend. You've been lying. And it
had nothing to do with you.
So much for you.
Yep, that really annoyed me
Donna
because
really made so many efforts for Louis.
Mike's secret has nothing to do with Louis.
Nothing.
And I don't understand why he felt that he was betrayed because everyone was lying. Like, no one was lying to you. No one was
that's his identity. That firm was his identity, and that school before that firm was his identity.
Right.
So for that school to only take graduates for that firm to only take graduates from that school, and then for everybody on the top to be lying to him on the way down.
And you know what? It also goes back to, remember the assistant or the associate that Louis hired maybe season 2 or 3, and they made him get rid of it because she could have figured out, it's little stuff like that.
The entire time,
that was affecting him.
Right.
That it's like, you didn't trust me with this information.
No, we didn't trust you, Louis. You're crazy.
He was the powder keg.
Louis cannot handle his emotions for anything. That's the one thing I will say. As much as I love him, the guy let a cat ruin a trial once. That I will never forget. So I wasn't upset with Donna for keeping the secret. I wasn't upset with anyone. I was more, I didn't like some of his points, but I understood where he was coming from. Of course, Mike has been lying to you. That's really who you should be the most mad at.
But the way he was going at Donna, and finally he picks up the phone. He's like, I'm just going to call Sheila. Yeah. And obviously Sheila would have the answer, and Donna just walks over and clicks the phone. And she says,
crying. I'm sorry. Sarah, girl, that class you went to.
All like
that's my girl.
Gosh.
The crying, the tears.
The acting in this episode was just out of.
I mean, I want to. Okay, so we do that. We see Donna. We see her tell Jessica he's on his way. He knows. Then Jessica scene. We only have a few more minutes, so I want to make sure that I have you guys' last notes on this.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
So he says he goes in and calls her a liar, and he says, I want you to say that you're a liar, a hypocrite, and for you to say I'm sorry.
Yep.
And she says, I may be a liar, I may be a hypocrite, but I
am not say I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
And that's when I'm like, Jessica, can you bend over a little
girl?
She's not sorry.
But then she says, she's like, you want to see me squirm.
Yep.
And I'm not going to give you that. I know that you want something. Otherwise,
and she knew exactly what he
wanted. Cops instead of
she knew the second Donna told her on the phone.
Exactly. Because him storming to your office.
And Louis is here. Oh, Louis wants to use this to leverage me to become senior partner.
Yep.
And she already made the decision that I'm going to let that happen.
How do you?
I have to let that happen.
Well, I think she could just fire. Well, no, she can't. It's way too late.
It's too
way too late.
She's gonna have
because I was really.
Are we there?
I mean, okay. So are we done with those emotions? Because I do want to jump into predictions before we end up. So at the end of it, I just want to say that Jessica, in her acting skills, was phenomenal. But as a viewer, just watching and trying to see how she transcended through the episode, she didn't really budge at all. And I think that really got to me because I'm thinking, okay, this will be the episode she finally gets Louis, maybe a hug, something. They'll finally piece something together, and still nothing. So I mean, I understood why, but the final scene left me so ready for season 5. It was insane. So while we're there, let's go ahead and jump into predictions.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV.
Do we do?
Is it time?
Do we do shoulders on this too?
I just want to do it again.
Right, Jessica's. Go ahead, Steve. What's your prediction?
So obviously it's going to be Louis is going to become a senior partner.
Pearson Specter lit.
Pearson Specter lit. There's no other way out. Jessica has no other way out, and she made that decision before he walked into the room. That's why she didn't squirm. Yeah. That she was completely prepared.
Nice.
What's going to happen is I think it's going to be Louis and Jessica. They're going to get into a fight for the entire firm. because Lewis is gonna finally this new stand up for himself. He's like, no, I'm gonna take control of this firm. I don't like the way you've run it. I don't like the way Harvey's running it. I'm gonna be my own person.
Right.
And then Harvey's gonna kind of get stuck in the middle, and he's gonna have to pick a side. And I guess if Lewis learns to be nice and learns to deal with Mike, Harvey would eventually take his side. Also, Katrina's gonna drive for Lyft. And
what? Oh my God! You're
just gonna be the next job.
Why not Uber?
Uber just got expensive, like a lot more
just
expensive.
Drop the rates? I thought.
No, they definitely said that the minimum is $15. That is a problem for me. I used to take it for $8. So anyway,
yeah, I know that. Also, Mike's gonna get demoted, and then Harvey's gonna have to pick a side.
Yeah.
For the future of that firm.
Okay.
That's a big overarching prediction.
Yeah, okay, cool. What do you think, Lauren?
I definitely think that Lewis is going to try to use this secret as leverage for a minute.
Everything.
And I think that I agree that he is going to try to use it for more control, really kind of overshadowing Jessica and Harvey, and they're going to have to find a way to kind of bring it back, tone him down. And this really raises the stakes with Mike's secret because
that's
Lewis
a lot of people that know.
Emotional, and
a lot of people that know.
He can get really upset at Mike for something, and before you know it, he's outing him. So it's really going to raise the stakes. I am amazed that Rachel and Mike are still together at the end of the season.
There we go, and that goes into my prediction. I actually think they're going to start the season a little broken up. I really do. Because I just think it ended way too cookie cutter. That doesn't make any sense. They didn't even have the argument, I think, and they weren't broken up long enough. I do get stressed, and I hate when they're not happy, but I think I would have appreciated a moment of truth, and I don't think they've had it yet. So I do think they might start the season broken up. Something might have happened. We never know. Maybe Rachel will feel like she can't be with him because of the secret at the moment. Who knows? That's one prediction. I also think Katrina will be back. There's no way. Lewis, she did everything for him. He's bringing her right back. Forget Lyft. You can drop that girl. You don't need your license. It's fine. You'll be taking cabs. So I think she'll be back, and I feel like there will be an episode. Maybe episode 5 in the season, maybe episode 10. I don't know how long it'll take, but there will be a moment where Jessica and Harvey will have to date. What's it, David Hardman? Was it Hardman? They're gonna have to go in on him. They're gonna have to find something that I don't know if they're gonna toss Lewis the way that they did him, but I just think it's gonna come to that point. Just like you said, Lewis is gonna ride that train for a while, and I think it's gonna cut things a little too close. But I also really, really hope that Lewis can get past it in terms of Mike. I don't want their relationship to just demolish. I'm scared. I'm really scared about their relationship. I don't have a prediction for it. I'm just scared.
It's going to take a minute.
He's an emotional wreck about it because that's his identity.
Oh, Lord. Boy, you're a lawyer. I went to great school. That doesn't mean
he's ruled by his emotions.
The stakes are so much higher for him now, though, because if he is a named partner and he lets that out, he's screwing himself over.
Oh, he's screwing everyone.
So at least there's that.
Great. Yeah. Well, this has been an amazing time with you guys all season. Oh my gosh, we've had so much fun with the fans, all the tweets, with my lovely co-host, with Tiana. We miss you today. It's just been so wonderful. So where can they find you guys to keep in touch with us before the winter comes back?
Oh, God.
Well, you can find me on all social media at The Fancy Hippie.
And you can find me at Steve Kauffmann, that's Kaufmann, and I'm competing in the hashtag Captain America Challenge.
Nice.
Where I have to lose 10 pounds to be Captain America for Halloween, or if I don't, I'll be the Blob.
Nice. So awesome. And you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at One Takes Today's. Please tweet me throughout the season. Let's keep in touch. Let's make sure to keep chatting about this amazing new season that's coming up soon. And we will see you guys in the winter.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.